when I first get up and, I'm 60 or 61, I forgot. But I look in the mirror and I go, I love you.
I love you.
You look great. You know what? Why don't we all do this to ourselves all the time? We're all totally lovable.
Sometimes.
Just sometimes, the sequel is better than the original.
From setbacks to comebacks, this is Love Take Two. Let's go.
Hello.
I love that you always, we always do it.
It's like
a little
sing-songy.
Sing-songy. Listen to us saying the same word. Look at us go. We're just meant to be together.
We are meant to be. I don't know. It depends. It depends on what your take two or take down is for this week.
So my take two is friends at the gym.
Friends at the gym.
Having my friends. I am an avid gym goer.
I know.
I used to be a personal trainer. Did you know that?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I've worn many hats in my life. Now I go to the gym with this little group of mom friends, and we've become super close. It's awesome. But it is also, I have to say, my take down of the week as well, because it's great to have my friends, my mom friends. We have such a great time. I barely work out. Because we talk
that would
the
be my
whole
problem.
time. And then we get to the end of the workout, and it's like a structured workout, but we'll get to the end of the workout and we're barely sweating.
Even without friends at the gym, that is what I do. Whenever I've gone, it's just seeing what everybody else is doing for the weekend. I'm like, hey, what's going on? That's why
you
I'm
talk to
horrible.
everyone else. That's what you do.
I do.
I've noticed this about you.
Yeah.
You talk to everyone everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that you go every day, almost every day, is pretty impressive.
We try. Yeah. No excuses. No excuse.
My take two is the home workouts.
The home workout. You're
I
doing
can do that.
Okay.
Yes. I just
job.
started doing that. I did find an app. Don't ask me the name. But I've been doing it. And as I just recently turned 50, I'm committing myself for the next 365 days to do push-ups, sit-ups, and then do something from the app.
Okay, this is fun.
Yeah.
Just reach. I got exercises. I used to be a personal trainer. I'm a certified personal trainer.
Yeah.
Jose, reach out to me. I got you, boo.
But you're not as hot as the guy on the app.
That's true. Well, some people might think I'm hot, but I see how you don't. That's cool. That's fine.
You're hot, but it's not the hot that's going to motivate me.
I hear you.
And my take down is leaving my glasses at home. This actually belongs to someone in production. So it's like, I can't read.
Do you guys have reading glasses? You can't read the script. It's not even that small.
It is. You're being rude right now, Jamie.
You just told me I'm not high enough to work out too.
No, anyway, let's move on to our guest.
Yes, because we are derailing quickly. Okay.
We are.
Talk about this epic guest who's now my BFF, and we're on text together. Yeah. She's awesome. The best.
She's great.
Okay, tell everybody at home, Jose.
Sophie B. Hawkins.
Damn, wish I was your lover. Yeah.
You know what I was going to say earlier? I was like, I miss following the lyrics. Do you miss doing that when you were a kid, like pulling out the CDs?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I remember doing that with one of Sophie's albums.
Oh, yeah.
I would just pull it out, I'd tune the world out, and just follow as long as that shit was. Just follow the lyrics. Back when I didn't need glasses.
They unfolded so big.
Yeah, back when I didn't need glasses. Anyway, if you grew up in the 90s, there's a good chance Sophie B. Hawkins was on your playlist. She was definitely on mine. The singer-songwriter behind
Damn, wish I was your lover.
Right beside you, and as I lay me down to sleep. I wish I could sing. Now, see, the singing is what would motivate me from you.
Yeah, right.
Okay. She built a career defined by independence, including launching her own label, Trumpet Swan Productions, a New York native with classical training from the Manhattan School of Music and a fearless creative streak. Sophie has also long been an advocate for animal rights, the environment, and LGBTQ plus equality. We're excited to have her share her take two with us today.
Sophie's amazing.
Yeah.
Sophie is amazing and so down to earth and also so deep. That's what I got.
She is deep.
She's deep. She speaks and she packs a punch in everything she says. I love it.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's roll Sophie. Our convo with Sophie B. which I'm going to call her from now, Sophie B.
Because you got to like that.
I'm not going to do that.
There we go.
Hi, Sophie.
How are you? Jamie, Jose.
Sophie, I have been so excited
Oh, wow.
for you to be on this show. When we were thinking about this show and the concept and all the things,
Yes.
you were literally at the top of the
Really?
list. I promise
Wow.
you. I promise you. So the fact that you're actually here making our dreams come true.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
so happy to be here. I was excited too. I was really happy today coming.
Oh, yay.
Well, you know what it was when we met in 2023 or
Yes.
2022 at the Queerty event.
Yes.
I could have talked to you the whole time and ignored
Yes.
everybody else.
Yes, I loved talking with you. And your husband was there.
Yeah, my partner. Yeah, he was
Yes.
there. Yeah, we're not married yet.
Oh, wow.
Not yet.
Let's
Not
see.
yet.
Let's see what happens.
Maybe don't get married then, because the minute I started thinking about getting married, that's when it ended.
Oh,
Okay, I'm not
maybe
getting married.
that's why that might be wise advice. Yeah. Speaking of spouses, though, when I told my wife that
Oh,
we
yeah.
were interviewing you,
Yeah.
oh my God, she got very starstruck, very.
Wow.
And then we were listening to Sophie B. Hawkins for the rest of the week.
Oh, that's
she was like,
beautiful.
Alexa, play Sophie B. Hawkins.
Oh, that
And we
makes
were
me
like,
so happy.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Gosh.
My friends and I, while you did musical theater, we used to sing "Boo Lak Lak Lo" all the
Oh,
time.
wow. Oh, let go. That's amazing.
To each other. That was like our call
I
sign
remember
across
the
the room.
moment when that came out of my mouth in the studio. Oh, let go. And the producer said, "What does that mean?" I said, "Wash your feet before you sleep" in Hawaiian. He's like, "What?" And I thought, "No, but who cares?"
You had me fooled.
I was
for
about
a
to take notes
second.
on that one.
Oh my God! So it's "Ulak Lak Lo."
Well, I'm saying, "Ula kako."
Ula Kako. We were like
Kako.
"Bulak Lak Lo."
I like
But
that. People say, "I love tacos."
That fits. That fits. And I do. I love tacos.
I do too.
Who doesn't
Esther
love a
loves
taco?
tacos, my daughter.
Oh my God. Okay. We need to hear your kind of, in a nutshell, first act, intermission, second act.
Well, I hope I get my first act right, because I am writing a book, and it's really
Yeah.
actually incredibly intense to write a book about your life.
Oh,
Wha-
I can
I
imagine.
think for anybody. So my first act is, I grew up in New York, me trying to drum. I wanted to drum my whole life. Finally getting to a drum teacher, my African drum teacher, Gordy, when I was 14, and walking across the park, meeting him, and then African drums became my life. And then I went to Manhattan School of Music for percussion,
Oh.
and I only applied to one college, and that was Manhattan School of Music. And then the third year, when I saw Omar Hakim playing with Weather Report at the Beacon, I sat on my rock in the park and I said, "I'll never be the drummer that I want to be. I have to start writing songs." So my first act really begun in that moment of, I need to tell my story. I can't do it on drums. I have to write songs. And so then I left music school and
I was
started.
to say you left, right?
I left and I started the Sophie School of Music, and I taught myself to compose by writing everyone else's songs out. I know this is going to be short, so I'll speed it
No,
up.
this is amazing.
Oh, great.
So I would write out the melody, the bass part, the guitar part, the piano part, and the drums, and I would do everything, the exact rhythm of the melody with the lyrics over. I really wanted to know, how are the great songs written? I did that for a year, and then I started to be in bands as a drummer, but singing my songs behind the drum set. And they would apologize for my voice.
What?
They'd say, we're getting her singing lessons. Of course, they weren't getting me singing lessons, but so anyways, that my first act culminated in then, after many years of struggling, getting a record deal with all songs I had written and recorded myself,
Amazing.
hundreds of songs. "Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover" was what the producer heard when he listened to my cassette demo tape going home on the subway. And then the rest is sort of Sophie B. Hawkins' history. "Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover" is a song that still supports my children, by the way.
I can imagine.
That and "As I Lay Me Down."
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the other hits. But so that was the first act.
Well, while you're there, let me just jump in and say there's very few women growing up I had crushes on. There was Alyssa Milano from Who's the Boss,
Oh, wow.
right?
Same.
I just loved her in that,
Me
right?
too.
Like right before she did
Yes.
Charmed. And then there was you.
Wow.
I grew up in a Puerto Rican neighborhood.
Yes.
And you had to listen to salsa, hip hop, and R&B, and that was it.
Right.
And I just remember I was just playing the hell out of your album. And I remember one time somebody asked me what I was listening to, and I was too nervous because we didn't listen to white people music
Right.
in the hood, right? And I think I said I was listening to Mary J's Real Love, but I was definitely listening to Damn, I wish I was your lover.
I want you till the daylight comes. Make sure you are smiling and warm.
Go ahead.
My favorite lyric is, I am everything. What does that mean?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
it means a lot.
I know, right?
It means
But
a
you know what it
lot.
was? It was the visual of that music video that was just
Which
so
one? The band
simple.
one? Or the one in blue jeans?
In the blue jeans.
Second one.
Everything about it was just so simple and wanted to hang out with you and just be with you in those moments.
That's
you
right
know,
on.
And feel those lyrics and feel those words.
And those jeans were my brother's jeans. He was a mechanic in San Francisco at that point. Those rips were real. And the jacket, the leather jacket, was Gordy, my African drum teacher, who we became lovers and we were together till I was 20. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Full circle.
really. I know. So
Very.
I can see why you related to me, because I had a lot in me that would have related to you too.
Yeah, I think there was something to, there wasn't in 92, like, I'm trying to think of what art, a lot of it was still very much like Janet Jackson, Madonna, like all
Mariah.
of these people that were very, who I love, all
Me
of
too.
them,
All of them.
dolled up and everything. And then you were just stripped down.
I really
at your-
wanted
at
to
your
wear no
core.
makeup. I wanted to be
Yeah.
myself.
I love that.
That was my big thing about being an artist. Was I wanted to discover my stories and be myself. And the way that I did that was when I wrote the truth in my music, and then the people would say it back to me. When people heard Damn and All of Tongues and Tails, the kids who came to the shows would tell me what they thought I was singing about. And it was in a way how I got to know who I was. It was a connection after isolation. You related to that. You went,
Yeah, I did. I just love how down to earth and real you are. And you're reminding me a lot of, I've never met her. I don't think, and I will never meet her, but Joni Mitchell.
Oh.
And just kind of how when I hear her speak about her artistry and what she creates, why she creates it, you're
Yeah.
reminding me so much.
it's
of
like
that.
it's a survival.
Mm.
I got up at 3:45 this morning and went down to my piano. Well, I didn't want to go to my grand piano because I tried it and I thought I'll wake up the kids. But then I went into my room and I went on the electric one and I was writing a song and I was like, this is freaking heaven. This is heaven to be able to do this. And then Esther came down an hour later. I can hear you. You gotta stop and get in bed with me and whatever.
That's motherhood right
But
there.
but then I loved that too.
Mm.
I thought that was something I didn't ever have before.
Wait, something I want to bring back to 92 real quick, which is something I don't think you get enough love or credit for, which is you came out way back then as omnisexual.
Yes.
Right? Like here it's everywhere. You hear it all the time. It's just part of
I can't believe it.
you
I
know.
think I invented that phrase.
This
Can
might
I
be
tell
right.
you
Amazing.
how it came out of me?
Yes, please.
So I was sitting with John Perellis. I don't know if he still writes for the New York Times, but was interviewed for the New York Times. Very important. We were sitting at a diner in the West Village where I lived, and he said, "Are you a lesbian?" And I thought, well, if I say I'm a lesbian, I'm cutting out my whole beginning life, or my one of my deepest loves was Gordy, my African drum teacher. And, people before that too, but then I don't want to skirt the issue. And I don't really know who I will be in this life. I was, 20 something? So I said, I'm omnisexual because I wanted to give myself room to grow. And I wanted to be able to say, I am with a woman now, but I haven't always been with this woman, and I don't know what I'll end up doing. And most important, and then John Perella said, "What is that?" And so then I had to think again really quick. I said, "My sexuality isn't defined by my gender or your gender." Oh, baby, I said that then, and I didn't even know what I was saying. How real this was going to become. My sexuality isn't defined by your gender. And that makes so much sense to me now.
It does.
And it's
That's
become like
deep,
real. So
Sophie.
that's what omnisexual is. And I think it is real for many people, maybe even most people, if you break it down, I mean,
Yeah, let's
when
be real.
when you are attracted to someone, are you literally thinking of their, what are you allowed to say on things
You
like
say
this?
you
whatever
could
you
say
want
whatever you
here.
want.
Right, but are you really like,
Genitalia.
oh my God, I'm right, I have a crush on my teacher. I want to see what her pussy likes. Like, no, you're not. You're thinking of her essence and like how
Yes.
she looks at you and
Truth.
whatever. I don't think of that. It's
No.
not
Yeah.
nothing to do with her parts. It's
No.
to do with her soul.
Agreed. 100%
Right?
mic drop.
Yes. I want to know a little bit more about like the transition from where you were into where you are now. There's a
Oh,
few
yeah.
things that I want to talk about
Sure.
here, but I did understand that after your, I think, third album, Timber. Oh, well, with Timber, I believe that with Sony, they did not want to promote it.
Well, they didn't want the banjo on the single.
That to me is insane.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And I wrote it on the banjo. They said pop radio won't play it with a banjo.
That's ridiculous.
And most people couldn't even tell it was a banjo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wrote it on the banjo, and I wanted to stick with it because at that time, people didn't even know I played instruments, and a lot of people thought I was just a singer.
Yeah.
And I thought I've worked so hard to be a musician, from being a drummer, Manhattan School of Music class. I really want to be the musician I am. And other women were getting credit for being musicians. And I thought it's time for Sony to allow me to be the full artist that I am, to stop trying to make me into this whatever it was that was cutting me off.
I do
Limiting me.
feel like you were kind of marketed as a pretty singer. When I was younger, I didn't know you wrote your songs.
Yes.
I had no idea. I thought you were this beautiful singer who
Yes.
sang what other people wrote you.
Yes, and I was like, didn't even think I was a singer. I was always thinking,
That's crazy.
and people would say, you're a singer. I'd say, no, I'm a drummer, and I write all my songs. So I think that
That's
maybe
crazy.
Sony thought I was threatening. But these guys were very macho. The record companies were very mafia back then. They were from another era.
Yeah.
And they were from an era older than us. And they wanted to make sure that they could sell me to the whole world. And they were wrong.
Right, they were so wrong. But
They were wrong.
A
all
woman
the
has
way.
to be pretty and stand up there and sell records.
Everything was a fight. Even the video, they wanted me to wear more makeup. They wanted me to not wear those jeans, wear something sexy. And in the first video that was banned, where I was Mowgli in the jungle, and I was wearing a cheesecloth and something here, and all the PS 122, we were talking about the East Village scene. I used a lot of the dancers from that scene in the East Village, and they banned that video.
Wow.
It was a fight for and even the third verse, making love to her, of damn, I wish I was your lover. So yes, it was a struggle. But what's amazing is there was nothing to ever give me the support to fight for myself in growing up. I was never told you're a good anything. And I was really a bad student, wanting to be a good student. I wasn't popular. There's nothing about me that would make me say, I can do this. I'm a bad bitch. How I used my art to tap into my soul and support that was a life. It was a life raft. It was more than I can say in words. If you tore apart my art, that was the last straw for me. You weren't going to do that because I might as well be dead. And I still kind of feel that way. And I only say kind of because I have been validated now.
Yeah.
Before you said life raft, I have in my head as you were speaking, I thought lifeblood. It's your lifeblood.
It is. That's why I get up at 4. And Esther said, why are you getting up so early? You do that every day? I go, yeah. I said, Esther, a lot of artists do. It's quiet, and I make hot cocoa. And then I sit there and I just say, this is, like I said, this is heaven to be able to do this.
It's amazing. And you play so many instruments, too.
I do. Well,
which
I
I
love
didn't
learning.
know.
Yes.
This is another thing I didn't
teach
know.
myself instruments also sometimes to write songs. Because like when I feel I'm kind of doing the same thing on piano, I don't want to do the same patterns, then I will teach myself a new instrument, or I just want to learn a new instrument. The death of me, though, is when I taught myself the Turkish saz, which is, microtones.
Yeah.
I couldn't sing anymore. I couldn't sing on stage. I was in the Middle Eastern. I couldn't find the Western scales anymore, so I stopped that.
maybe my timeline's off a little bit, right? But in the 90s, it was really like we had the Lilith Fair, all the women.
I wasn't
and like,
invited to that.
That's
see,
bullshit.
How
to
did that
me,
happen?
What the hell, Sarah McLachlan?
But I just met her and we loved each other.
Of course.
I know, so I couldn't understand, especially I just was, because I did a tour with Paula Cole. We were in Canada. And there we were,
Right.
me and Sarah and Paula backstage. And we loved each other. And I couldn't imagine how they left me out of that.
Yeah, that's
Because I was
cool.
so of them.
right.
We need a retake. Oh, that's a
Retake.
take 2 right there.
Take 2 right there.
Take
That
2,
is
Lilith
something. I
Fair.
want them to do Lilith Fair, and I want to be on it.
I want you to be
But
on
I,
it
I
too.
wonder, but I wonder if that had more to do with sort of being under Sony, right?
Maybe.
And sort of like,
Mm.
and them not
Could be.
intentionally after you left, like not wanting to promote and
That
it
was when
made
I was
no
on
sense.
Sony, though. That they dissed me when I was on Sony with big hits.
Yeah, that's what. See, I don't
It's
get
weird.
that, right? Sophie, I want to read you a lyric.
Hello?
I want to read you a lyric, and I want to ask you how you got here because I think
Okay.
this lyric encompasses you being in your take 2 moment. You know you're on the brink of breaking the chain, and you best be kind. Train your mind to heal your pain. Oh, baby, love yourself.
Oh, baby, love yourself.
Yes.
Ain't nobody else gonna kick it. Gonna, which
Yes.
one?
Gonna fill that hole.
Gonna fill that hole. Yes, baby, love yourself. Ain't nobody else gonna kick it. You go. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, I love that
And
song.
this is
I
one
love
of
that
your
too.
recent albums.
Yes,
and,
Free
and,
Myself
And
from.
so when I hear those lyrics, to me,
That's so real.
you are in this moment of
Yes.
of being, in my mind, feeling whole and,
Yes,
and
it's
and
true.
fully expressed, right?
Yes. That song came out. The lyrics of that song are the verses. I went to a party, the folks were fine. I ate coconut cake, I drank old red wine. That is true. I was at a party with all these famous people in LA. I ate too much coconut cake, I drank too much wine, but I came home feeling like, gross. But then I sat down at the piano, and instead of allowing myself to say, "Ooh, you porky pig," I said, "No, love yourself." It was real. It happened. The voice inside of me said, "No, you love yourself right now." And then the song came out of real life.
Profound.
And like I was saying to Jamie, I do look in the mirror, and I when I first get up, and I'm 60 or 61, I forgot. But I look in the mirror and I go, I love you.
I love you.
You look great. You know what? Why don't we all do this to
should.
ourselves all the time? We are all totally lovable.
Yeah, it's so true. I go through phases where I do that in the mirror.
Oh.
And then I let it die down because I'm too busy in the morning and I got to do the
Well,
things.
you
and
only
I gotta
can do it for a minute, and then somebody needs you. But if you smile while you do it, that's the thing.
gotta
If I
smile.
look in the mirror and I'm not smiling, I have to smile. That's what makes me say I love you. I love that smile.
I have to tell you, I am struggling with turning. By the time this airs, I will be 50.
Ooh, that's so young, though.
And I don't disagree with that, but there is some. I feel
a
like
big one.
I'm struggling with it, right?
Yes.
And we all 3 of us have children in this
Well,
room.
tell us what your struggle is.
I think it's more about when you hit 50, you've already lived most of your life, right? You don't
Oh,
have.
no.
Yeah, I feel like you don't have another 50, right? Now we can argue that in
Right, you
terms of like
may.
your adolescence when you're young
Right,
and
right.
but as we all have children that are one of your children is similar to our kids'
Yes.
ages, right? Like 12, 11.
12, and the other one's 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I start doing math, and
Yeah.
it drives me
Yeah.
insane. You know, because as we know, like as creatives and artists, and if we grew up in New York, it's like career first,
Yeah.
family later, right?
Wow.
Like,
I had Esther at 50. But when Esther came out of my body in the same hospital that I was born, I have to say, I said, how many people at 50 how many women at 50 have children in this hospital a day? And I thought she was going to say no. She said, so many, but they don't want to say their age. So it actually, I wasn't even among the new people doing it. It's a real thing people do.
Yeah.
And Esther likes to say she's Dashiell's twin because I froze my embryos together when I was 31.
Uh-huh.
So first, I don't know how you say they thawed Dashiell.
Yeah.
And then when I was 50, they thawed Esther. But so she says, we're really the same age, Mom.
You are though. Like that's
so
the
interesting.
beauty. That's the beauty of IVF and like our
Yeah.
beautifully created assisted reproduction families.
IVF is wonderful.
It
It's wonderful. I don't want to ignore the people who can't have children, because if I couldn't have children, I'm so glad I get to have children. And I knew in my 30s, I always knew I wanted to be a mom, but I didn't have Dashiell till I was 43. And my heart really does. I want to hug anyone who can't have a child. I know how they must feel, because look what I went through to freezing my embryos. I knew at 31 I wasn't going to be able to have a child then. I was in a relationship. My partner didn't want children, and I didn't want to leave the partnership. And my career was really intense. I had to wait.
It's amazing
Right.
you had the foresight back then to
I had to go
do
to Las
it.
Vegas to freeze my embryos. I had to find some real. I thought he was a shyster, but it worked. Thank God.
Thank God.
Why Vegas specifically?
Because I couldn't find any doctors in California that were doing it. I found Dr. Steinberg, and I had to fly to Vegas and, reap my eggs and put them in with the sperm and
Make the embryos and
right.
yeah.
And then he froze them, and I was for sure that they weren't going to unfreeze, but they did. So he did. Dr. Steinberg, you did a good job.
Good job.
I guess I
Dr.
should call him my
Steinberg.
baby dad.
There's something
You might as well.
there's something a little poetic about having them in Vegas,
Yes.
the,
What
world
happens
of,
in Vegas
of
stays in
singers and
Vegas.
entertainers.
That's so cute.
But I want to know, how did you get from, you were super successful. You had
Yes.
this whole career,
Yes.
not necessarily on your own terms, right?
Well, yeah, fighting always for
fighting,
my terms.
fighting. And then you get to this place now where you have this song where you're saying, love yourself.
Yes.
How did we get here?
I was in New York, and my whole career, founded in New York. And then at some point, I went to do the Melissa Etheridge special, the VH1 duets. And that's where I met Paula Cole and Joan Osborne and Melissa and one other artist who's wonderful. So then, for some reason, I didn't leave LA because I needed to put some distance between me and my family of origin and what was going on in my family at that time. Because a lot of my songs are about the material of my songs is a lot the trauma of my childhood. It's also the purity, like As I Lay Me Down, the sacred quality of my relationship to nature and people is in them too, but also working through the trauma. There was no other way to do it but through my art. I say art is a language where there is none.
Yes.
Because we don't have a language for our trauma as children. So that's, by the way, that's a Sophie B. Hawkins quote. Art is a language where there is none. That's the intro to my whole book.
That's amazing. That's a good one.
Thank you
That's
so
a good
much.
one,
Thank
especially
you.
when they're trying to everything they can to stomp down the arts right now.
my God.
Yes, oh God,
Oh,
yes. And then when
and it's
I
a
was, we were talking about
lifeblood.
PS 122, that's when the National Endowment for the Arts was pulling all the funding for Holly Hughes and all these great, great artists.
Oh my God, we need you so much right now. Sophie.
Yes, we need all of us. We
Yes.
need us to be real and speak our truth. So my way was through art. So how did I get to here to love yourself? Well, so then I stayed in LA, and then I found this person, and I only roll my eyes because, I signed an NDA. I can't say anything, but the relationship ended, and it wasn't my choice. And it was when I already had my son, Dashiell, and he was 4.5. And so I was left with, I knew I'd be left holding the bag, which is why I wanted to wait till I could be doing that. I had a sense of that.
Yeah.
And I think every mother out there has to know that you may be holding the bag and be prepared. Because that could happen for any number of reasons. Don't ever have a child if you can't take care of it yourself. Don't. Okay, so when in doubt, don't.
Did you have your son on your own or
Well, I was in the partnership and
By the
really,
time, yeah.
really rooting for the partnership, and was on my knees crying. This is an opportunity. How could you not want to do this? How can you miss this? When Dashiell came out of my body and this incredible black nurse held him up, I said, I understand God, religion, the plow, because I was thinking of Willa Cather's My Antonia, and the plow. The plow. It was like the great Trinity. I understand God, religion, the plow, and all of humanity. How can you miss this? Then I said, I'm going to take advantage of this and get him back to my home place, New York. And so then it was a process. So how I got here is me and Dashiell alone, like the Mary Tyler Moore show. Or was it Rhoda? Which one threw up their hat?
Mary
Mary
Tyler
Tyler
Moore?
Moore.
Yeah. We're gonna do it my way, yes, our way. You guys don't know that.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I was with Dashiell. He went to PS 122, got an apartment on the Upper West Side where I was raised, and we just did it. And then at some point, this is what happened. I was walking up the narrow stairway to our apartment, and I dropped Dashiell off, on the scooter, or both of our scooters at school, and I was coming home, ready to start writing my songs, and I was walking up this dark, narrow stairway, and this old man was in front of me with the overcoat and the hat, and he was alone. And I just wanted to hug him. And I said, Dashiell is going to be an old man someday, and I won't be here to hug him and to say, you're not alone. And I said, I have to have another child for my son. And I was almost 50, so that's what made me do that.
Wow.
And that's part of how I got here. And then Esther was born in Manhattan, and then we moved to Red Hook, Brooklyn. And then COVID hit, and then another story happened.
Oh my
But I'm
gosh.
still single.
Yeah.
And so you had Esther while you were single.
Yes, it is really amazing. But I do have to say every day, and I mean this, I say it spontaneous, I say, who loves their life? Who loves our life, guys? And Dashiell always says, I do. Esther doesn't always say it because she's a little bit more like Betty Davis.
Yeah.
She's not going to give me that. Not too easy.
Sophie, I have
that's
to
my son.
say something that we're connecting on right now that you and I have in common is the only reason. So I was a widower when our son was 8 months old. We talked about this on the first episode. It was because my son existed.
Right.
Is the reason I decided to fall, because I was like,
Wow.
if something were to happen to me, I didn't
Yes.
want to leave my son alone in this world.
Yes.
So I followed through the pregnancy for my son.
Wow.
Yeah. And you and I have that in common.
Well, that's
So,
really
yeah.
beautiful.
It
Yeah.
is. It
And
is.
here we are years later. So
A funny antidote to that would be my sister said, she's only a year and a half older, or Irish twins. She said, siblings are the root of every problem.
I was going to say, my kids will probably say, we don't need each other. It's fine, Mom. But it's good to have.
But in the end,
have
it's
each
how
other.
we raise them, too. I mean, I say from the very beginning, you're sharing everything.
yeah.
Yes, including their room. Sorry, guys.
It's a New York story.
It's a New York story.
But they have to share us, and
yeah.
I have to say there are a lot of things about being a single mom that are very intimate and wonderful. And I know that if I was, splitting my time, well, I know because I had a relationship until Dashiell was 4.5, and it was a struggle with how much I wanted to be with Dashiell, and the pressure of having to maintain this complete attention on my partner. And I think once Dashiell said to me, I'm so glad you don't have a husband because we wouldn't get so much of you, Mom.
Wow. Well, see, that's a bit of the struggle I'm having now with my partner. We've been together for 3 years, and I have to constantly remind myself that I still have to court this man, and we have to go on dates and this and that, and it does take time away from the kids. But also, my kids love him too. So
Yes, well, that would be nice
It's all
too.
really wonderful.
Well, now I do want to share it with somebody, and it is so
Yeah.
magical. I do want to share our family with someone. My mother once said this. She said, "Your parents are your first love," and we can
it's
say that as
true.
parents. Why we talk about our kids is because we are in love with them. We wouldn't talk about them if we weren't.
Yeah, true. We are very in love with
And
these children.
and for them, and I realize that maybe there isn't that much room, for someone else. But then again, we're missing out on that parental thing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that sharing thing.
I think about you a lot, Jose, because we're talking all the time, and I think about you a lot. But I think, oh God, I don't know how. When I'm overwhelmed at home, I'll think, I don't know how Jose did this by himself, because I want to strangle my child right now.
Well, I say this often, lots of help and lots of support. And I think where I became lucky as a single father as opposed to a single mother is women have such societal pressure put on
Oh,
them.
God.
And you're always assumed that you're supposed to have your shit together. You're supposed to know what
Oh,
you're doing.
God.
With me as a man, nobody
Yeah.
ever assumed I had my
Yeah.
shit together
Yeah.
and
You're
didn't
telling
and knew
me.
what I was doing. And so I
Yeah,
ended up
yeah.
having a much stronger support system than
Yeah.
most two-parent households.
Yeah, and you're a handsome man, so I'm sure people flock to help you.
And you're so nice, and people love you. Yeah.
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 But
Sometimes.
you're so right. I don't think anyone has a clue even my very close friends, if they start chipping away at me, like saying, you're always mopping the floor while you're talking to me, I'm like, hello, I don't have a maid. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
once every month or whatever. I don't have any care people anymore. And Dashiell's older, so he can help a lot with that. Like, I don't need to hire a babysitter. And he's lovely. He's very helpful and supportive of me having a life and taking care of Esther when he can. But he's also 17 and needs to. But the point of the matter is, nobody has any idea how much there is to do and have a career. I'm creating all the songs and the paintings and but I'm saying I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Right now, unless I fell head over heels with somebody, which I'm open to, but that doesn't just happen.
No.
Or I guess it does,
Well,
but you
it
don't
can.
know when.
Yeah, you never know when that's going to happen, when that
Never
shoe's
know.
going to drop.
No.
No.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about this being very much a Take-Two moment. You decided to take Whaler
Oh, take Whale or
and
reimagined.
reimagining.
Yes.
Reimagining?
I think it's reimagined it.
Yes.
We did reimagine it.
And you took all of those
In front of
amazing
an audience,
songs
yeah.
that the world fell in love with
Yes.
and re-released them
Yes.
acoustic style.
Let me tell you how we did that. May I?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, how do we do Whaler?
Mm-hmm.
I love Whaler so much. I said to my friend Seth, who was touring with me for years, he's a great musician, and he's a songwriter in his own right. Seth Clear, he's also having a baby. His wife Sophie is pregnant. So he supported me on the road. He plays guitar, keyboards, he sings, and we're doing it as just a duo for a long time. And I just thought, what if Seth and I rehearsed the album of Whaler, every single song, just the two of us in front of an audience? So like on I Need Nothing Else, which is one of my favorite songs, I'm just playing djembe and singing and he's doing the keyboard, right? I love it. I thought, what if we just do this? And so we had, over 20 shows booked, and we used the audience as our pre-production. So then guess what? After that Whaler tour, where we did every song, just the two of us.
Sold
totally
out, by the
acoustic.
way.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Such a great time of my life. I hope Seth liked it too. And it wasn't that long ago. Then we went into Seth's friend studio, Ghost Hit, in Massachusetts, where you're from. It might even be near Worcester. We went into Ghost Hit, and we recorded it in a day because we had been doing it on stage
In front of
every
an
night.
audience. That's so brave.
Yes,
That's
we
so
did.
brave.
But I like to do things new in front of an audience, almost to a fault. I love sharing the newness because I know when I listen back to even my first demos, I like the rawness better than anything. I like people raw. I like me raw. I like first takes.
I do
And,
too.
and I want to be able to share that with an audience.
That. And I love a stripped down song.
Me
Well,
too.
that's what I was loving about Whaler Reimagined.
Right.
Just listening
like
to it.
no
it's like,
auto
gosh.
tune, no corrections, no
Yes.
nothing, just live. We did that live.
Yeah.
And I love the vocals on that. But you
They're
need a great
incredible.
co-musician. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell Seth is really in the groove.
I have to go listen to it right now.
One song that I need to share with Jamie,
Sure.
and it's not on Whaler, but this song made me cry on the way to the studio today.
I hope
Because
it's the song I'm thinking
I
of.
wanted to try to do like a bit of a deeper dive.
I was listening on my way too. How
Yeah.
funny. But then I had to keep talking to the cab driver because I was running late.
Consume me in your fire.
Oh God, I love that song.
And the way your vocals.
That's
just-
that's a demo actually.
Yes, I know.
That's a home demo.
And it's, I'd rather be your life. Some nights I want to wake you up while you're sleeping. Some days I want to shake you up while you're weeping.
While you're
and why
weeping.
should I re-break my heart if you ain't leaving?
If you ain't leaving.
Consume me in your fire.
Oh my God, that just gave me chills. Why should I re-break my heart if you ain't leaving? Oh my God, I remember when that song came out. That was on 71st Street while Dashiell was at school. I remember feeling that. I remember recording it. Oh God damn. Do you know the person that inspired that triggered it?
I was hoping you were going to tell
It's
us.
a real asshole.
Really?
Turned out to be a dud.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't have me
Right.
and was mean about it. Called me years later and I said, I'm busy.
Good for you.
Yes.
Good
Oh,
for
the
you.
person that the song is about. Got it.
Yeah,
Right.
the person
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
triggered it, the
That triggered,
person
yes,
who
yes.
I had those feelings for,
Yeah.
turned out to be a real dud.
Screw him.
Or her.
Or her. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why
I don't know.
assumed it was a him.
Might have been a real dud, but look what it produced.
Look what it
That's
produced.
right.
One of the most
and that's
incredible
the key.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about the material of our lives that we use. Like for me, like when I say the stuff that happened in my childhood that is maybe painful to talk about and very painful to write about in a book, but yet it created all of my art. And so you're right. This person who, when I call that is like a light way to say it, but rejected me.
Yeah.
Why should I re-break my heart if you ain't leaving? But yet you're right. Brings out the deepest stuff. So we have to remember to teach our children when they're crying about a person who doesn't love them, but you don't know how good this could be.
Yeah, life is
This
lifing.
could create your whole fortune, your whole future.
Yeah. And that's what I say
right.
all the time. Life is lifing real hard for me right
Yes.
now. And it's my way of reminding myself that I have to lean in. I have to lean
Yes.
into it. Even though this is
Yes.
so hard, I have to lean into it. I have to let it
Yes.
consume me because life, this is life. Life is life.
It isn't supposed to be easy.
No.
And even though we do all we can to make it easy and comfortable, we have to work hard to get those comforts and to create those
That's
comforts.
right. That's right.
And we have to remember how hard we had to work to get that heat on. Like when I have the oil heat on and how much that costs and what that does to the planet and how, as my daughter says, can you believe Trump is trying to buy Greenland? She's right. She comes and tells it like it is. And I think, and then I don't think but anything. She's right. But when I turn on the oil heat to make it, I go, I know how much this is costing me and the planet, but I really love this heat right now. And I want it. It's like a luxury, but do you know how hard we work for that? I said to my kids, we get 1/16 of a cent per spin on Apple, Spotify, 1/16 of a cent. And since she's 10, I said, let's do the math. Do you know what you not eating that cupcake just cost? I hardly say it because I don't want her to not enjoy her life.
Right.
But sometimes I think of it and I go, oh, don't think about it. It's ridiculous.
I constantly am reminding my kids with all the wonderful things that we've done through social media and the campaigns that we've done. I'm always reminding them that Papa would not be able to afford the life that we have if it wasn't for all of these wonderful experiences that are given to us as a result of putting good things out in the world.
Yeah.
And that's how I see you. Like you just,
thank you.
by putting these wonderful and good things out to the world, that's what's allowed your kids to be who they are
I
in their
don't think
moment.
about that. And you're right on. And we're doing it right now. I can see it in your face that you really resonate with this. This is true. We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And all people, if you're not doing that, what are you doing?
Yes.
If you're not smiling at everybody, especially the person who didn't hold the door for you, smile anyway.
Oh, God, that's hard for me, Sophie.
No, I know. It is hard because rudeness is the worst. But instead of, but I'm thinking about it as you were speaking, all the fights I saw, walking here, the guy who said, you're not allowed, the sidewalk is closed, and this guy insisting on, why, and then they had this, it took like 10 minutes for them to work this out. The whole time I was walking up the block, and I was feeling like, why can't one of them just smile at each other? It will end this.
Right.
Because neither one is truly invested. It's just getting out your stuff. Well, anyways, putting good out into the world, it only takes hello and a smile.
That's right. That's right.
I'll tell you what. There was a parent at my kid's school that has done some things that I very vehemently disagree with, and he's on the school board, and he has voted in some ways that really pissed me off. So I have been kind of battling with this man for 2 years. 2 years. It's been very bad energy between us. We see each other all the time, and it's like,
Oh, wow.
it's.
Do you have to do like mental preparation?
I have to, oh God, he's going to be there. He's going to be there. Okay, but this year I've turned over a new leaf, and this is to the point that you're saying, and it has changed my life for the better. I have given it up. I say hi.
Oh, good for you.
I smile at him every time I see him now,
That's great.
and
You know what I imagined you doing? I love that you smile at him.
and he's so taken aback by it.
I
He doesn't know
imagined
what to take of it.
I imagined you when you saw him turning around and pulling down your pants and mooning him.
I should.
Why? I don't know why I
That's
imagined that.
hilarious. That might be something I would do. That might be. But no, I
Make
really.
sure someone's recording it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Is it legal to moon people?
I
Oh,
don't
that's a good
know.
question. I mean, there's an indecent
I don't
exposure?
know.
Or, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, men have definitely exposed themselves to me
Yeah.
Wow,
in the
of
city.
course.
Of course. Like, of course. Like, that's so sad that we say, of course.
Well, I know, I guess so. But I used to try and make them. This is in my book too. In fourth grade, me and Eliza Smith had this game of making perverts follow us, then expose themselves and start jerking off, and we throw rocks at them. And we were aiming at their dicks.
Wow.
It was our fun game.
Ah.
That was our fun game.
Oh, you were baller. You weren't playing back then. I love
No,
it.
we
New
were
York
never
City
playing.
kid. New York
Not
City
in New York.
kid.
That's right.
So before Jamie asks a question that we love to ask, I do want to just hit on your memoir that's coming out.
Oh, come inside my
Yeah.
jungle book.
Yes.
Come inside.
Well, I haven't finished it.
Yes.
but it
we
will
know,
come out.
But it will come out. Can you share with us one thing in there that perhaps you just haven't shared with anybody yet?
Oh, I haven't shared most of it
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
with anybody. Well, this came to my mind because I was just writing it on the train in the introduction. My friend Yogi Bear is here. Her name is Lori Eastside. When I remember calling Lori from a movie theater and saying, I just saw Lucy. We have a mutual friend, Lucy, but she's in a movie and she's not Lucy Sexton, but she's the character of Lucy Sexton in a movie called A League of Their Own. Her name is Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm in love with her. I called Bear and I said, I just saw Lucy Sexton in a movie and it's Rosie O'Donnell in A League of. Then I met Rosie very soon after that. And we were in Paris. She was doing a promotional tour for League of Their Own, and I was doing a promotional tour for Tongues and Tails. And we met in Paris and we just adored each other.
Mm-hmm.
She's so intelligent, so
Love
funny.
Rosie.
And she said, it's so brave of you to be writing about sexual abuse.
Mm.
And I said, I'm not. I was so taken aback and defensive.
Oh.
And then Rosie and I got to know each other extremely well. And the lurid details will be in the memoir. She and other people spotted stuff in my music way before I was willing to actually admit that I was talking about it. And in a way, I think one of the themes of the memoir is I had to sing and put my stories into this form of songs in order to be heard, in order also to be reflected back. So I could hear through compassionate survivors, what they experienced, and then I would hear what they experienced, and then I realized I wasn't alone. So I was in so much intense denial. Now, not on every level because I was writing about it and I
Sure.
did know what I was writing, but I had many walls.
Oh, wow.
That's something that I just talked about in the intro to say the purpose of becoming an artist, and it was reflected back to me. And Rosie was one of the first people to say,
How intuitive of her.
"Oh, she's brilliant," and
She is.
she was honest. She was always honest, and she's always got that mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And music is a mirror.
Wow, you just said it, and it is. And
Yeah.
and so she heard those lyrics and she said them back to me in a way that I had to start dealing with, and it was very difficult. It was a very difficult layer, and I didn't start really dealing with it until after Whaler. I couldn't.
Yeah. Well,
But
sometimes
then I really
you're
did.
in it. You have to be, on the outside.
Well, I needed the
Looking back.
protection of the art.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
Wow. Okay, so we ask every guest one question, and it kind of goes along with the theme of what this show is. But the question is, what is something that little you, let's say like 8-year-old you,
Oh yes.
would be shocked if you got a glimpse into you today?
Oh gosh.
Like about you. Like
Well,
what is something little you would be so
I got to
shocked?
tell you, I remember sitting on the windowsill, looking out, and my father walked by, shuffling in his slippers. It was grocery shopping day, Saturday, and I was on the windowsill waiting to go grocery shopping with him. And he walks by, and my mother had put Bob Dylan on the Victrola. She used to call it the Victrola. And it was, I wish that for just one day you could stand inside my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You'd know what a drag it is to see you. And my father stopped and he looked past me and he said, don't you just love those lyrics? And I said to myself, I do love the lyrics. And I love you, Daddy. And I love this day. And I said to myself, I want to be the song.
Oh.
I want to be the song. And I never forgot that I said that because it was one of those quintessential making yourself moments.
Yeah.
And when I think of that little Sophie who I could just hug and kiss in her braids and her wire rim glasses and her wandering eye in the back of her head, because this eye has always been blind, I just want to say, you are the song.
Oh.
You are.
You became the song.
You
did
became
it,
the
girl.
song.
I love you. You did it.
It took me
You
a minute
did
after
it.
you said it for it to register. I want to
It's
be the
taken
song.
me a minute.
My takeaway is you've always been very deep.
Oh, these things just we are born who we are.
Oh, yes, we
and
are.
We have to honor that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh,
Sophie, let's talk about your musical.
okay. I'm so excited to talk about my musical. Well, the very first musical I ever got to be the composer-songwriter on was with Thomas Meehan, who is very famous, and he's not alive now, but we worked on a musical together where I got to be the composer. And then I got my feet wet, and that was when I had Dashiell, and it was part of me coming back to New York because I prayed to come back to New York and work on musicals and write musicals. So then I came back to New York and started writing The Birds of New York.
Uh-huh.
I've written the book and, of course, all the songs and the music.
Mm-hmm.
We have done several readings. We did one at Joe's Pub.
Uh-huh.
We did it at the Westport Library and also at the Westport Country Playhouse. And it's a passion project. I love the characters. I love the story. And, of course, I love writing the songs. And I love working with the actors. I love working with the director. I just love everything about musical theater. And I love everything I learn. And I'm just dying for it to be on Broadway.
I am too.
Oh, I love it so much.
And so it's had some readings.
Yes, and right now we're
And
looking
very
for
recently, right? Yeah.
Yes, we're looking for, more of a commitment from a theater and director and
The producers and all the things.
yes, and it takes a long time to develop a musical, but I love every step of the way.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm
I
very
love it.
excited.
I love
Every
it.
meeting is a step closer, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
thank you.
It's going to happen. The Birds of New York, I don't know what it's about, but it sounds great.
Yes, it is great. I have to say, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh my God. What's a title of one of the songs?
The title of one of the songs is "Hello, my name is Morley. I'm a monster."
Okay. I'm already
Okay.
sold.
Okay. I'm
That's
very
the mother's
intrigued.
song.
The mother.
Morley's the mother, and she sings it at an AA meeting. Hello, my
Oh.
name is Morley. I'm a monster.
Oh God, I have chills. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
You're gonna cry in the musical. It's
Oh, I
about
have-
very heavy stuff,
Oh my God,
but there's a
have to
lot of
see
healing
this.
in it. You do. Well, I'll invite you when there's another reading.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be
Yes,
wonderful.
please. I'm really excited for that. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
We're putting it out into the universe. Let's go.
Who's up?
Thank
Way
you.
back.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Huepa.
Huepa.
Auto-tune.
Get rid of it.
Take it down.
Take it down.
Yeah.
Take it down. I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
I
What the
agree.
hell is it for, really?
To make people sound better.
Oof.
But we shouldn't. We should just listen
But
to the
I also
ones
think
that do
people
sound
abused it. Like,
and
and
it takes the
just made it a-
timbre of your voice away.
Big hair.
I love hair. I mean, lions.
Yeah.
better. Yeah, I love
Let's
big
get
hair.
bigger.
I feel like they're getting bigger again. And
I feel like I
agree.
want my hair
love
to have a
it.
chance to be bigger.
I want big hair. I have the
I want big hair,
flattest,
too.
straightest
Let's
hair.
have a big hair party.
Let's have a big hair. I'd have to put a wig on because my hair doesn't
Me
even
too.
do it.
We can make it into a wig party too.
Oh, wig party.
Wig optional.
Costume parties.
We're always at a costume party, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I love costume parties.
I don't think I've ever actually been to a costume party.
I've been to a Halloween party. I never wear the costumes.
But who would I dress? I mean, I want to take two because I don't think I've ever been to one, and I don't know who I would go as. But do you want to know who I would probably go as? Because I'm a little bit, I'm not so into my image, and I don't like getting dressed very much. I have a Joe Moreno football uniform, and I wear it every single Halloween. My kids wouldn't know me if I didn't.
That's
and it's
amazing.
the full football uniform, and I would go as that because I love being a male football player and I love my
Oh.
shoulders broad and it looks like I have a dick and it's so
I
great.
love that for
That's
you.
amazing.
Oh my God.
It is.
I
and
want
it
a
is
male
sexy.
football player with the last name Moreno.
with a dick.
Do you see?
Hopefully.
It was right to have a crush on me.
It's
right.
So right on.
right.
I'm seeing a lovely future between you two.
Okay, Rosie O'Donnell as a talk show host.
I didn't get to be on her show, and I want to tell you that's a story maybe for the book because we probably don't have time. So I would only be on Rosie O'Donnell's talk show host only
Yeah.
if Lori Eastside is the producer and the
Oh.
person who chooses all the talent.
So then that would be a take two for
Only
you.
if
oh,
she hires Lori Eastside and gives her exact salary that she asked for.
Okay,
Right.
Rosie. You hear that, Rosie?
And I love you, Rosie, and I want you
my
to do this.
God.
Come on, girl.
We
love
all
her
love
too.
Rosie.
That's the thing about the second act or take two.
Yes.
It's the realization of your circle.
Yes.
It's seeing it is a circle.
It is. Oh my God. Oh my God. This
Well,
has been
one of my
amazing.
dreams have absolutely been fulfilled
Me
today.
too.
wow.
And
This
Me
is
too.
a dream. I feel we are in a dream right now.
We are.
100%.
I'm so glad
Me
we
too. I'm
met.
praying too. I'm praying we meet again soon.
Oh, I hope so.
We will.
Well, folks, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And make sure you're following us, subscribing, and liking on all of the social media.
Write us a little review, rate it, do all the things, and make sure to follow us.
Yes, it's at
Love Take Two Pod. That's Love Take Two Pod. Do all the things. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.